for me, the absolute highlight of the 40th Thailand International Motor Expo 2023 is this. It's a brand new wide body 240Z build by KevMannz. As soon as you say KevMannz, you're just in another level, in another dimension for modifying and customizing cars. These guys just take everything a step further than everyone else, and they just bring out machines that are completely crazy. Every car they build becomes famous, travel out of the country. Everyone knows what KevMannz do and their roster of cars they have built. And this is going to be no different. This is going to be super famous. It is absolutely incredible. Now, they have been building this for a few years, the chassis, the mechanicals, the cockpit. But this body kit they did less than a month before the show. In less than a month, they designed and developed this kit. Now, KevMannz, they are carbon fiber specialists. That's their job, that's their DNA. So they went through quite a few itinerations before they got to the final one. And they did all that in less than a month. That's absolutely incredible. Now this at the moment is a show car. They rushed to get it here. So I'm not going to look under the bonnet. I'm not going to talk about specs or anything like that. Just want to walk you around and just focus on this kit, focus on the design and the aero. Just take you for a quick walk around because you're going to be blown away by how cool this is. And it's all been done in forged carbon as well, which gives it a completely different feel. Absolutely amazing car, amazing project. Like I say, it's a static show car, like everything else in the show at the moment, but I just want to take you for a quick walk around and you can see what they have done.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Niti from KevMannz. We would like to introduce you guys about our new project. This is the, as you see, is the Datsun Friday 240C with our wide body kit. We come out with the first version as carbon fiber, but we also plan to come out with non-carbon fiber like ABS plastic for someone that want to paint match the color. But for this first show, we just decided to show our carbon fiber quality first because we are carbon fiber factory. We produce a lot of carbon fiber items in Thailand and export to worldwide.
So we'll start walking around this car right here at the front because that is one imposing front end. It's carbon as far as the eye can see. The whole car is done in forged carbon. Just looks amazing. You've got this completely composite bonnet and then you've got this huge bulge in it that builds on the 240Z DNA. And then it slopes right down here. I really like this in this big strong front end. And what I like as well is it kind of V's on both the splitter and the front here. There's like a V effect and it looks really cool, really nice. We've got this two-step splitter which looks good, and they've got this big meshed grille here, huge mesh, going to suck a lot of air in, and you can see the air cooler behind. And this mesh kind of plays with the eyes, the effect on it, so it's quite strong. We come around the side again, we've got another air intake section, and then this bottom section of the splitter, it kind of comes up in an aero effect and it kind of builds into the front arch, which is just completely crazy wide. Now I've got to say with these guys as well is they have a real pedigree. They want to build things that have a racing effect, have a racing feel and DNA to them. It's not just a trailer queen they want to build. They want to build something that really has proper aero properties to it. Also, they put this LED light in here, looks great. I like that. And also the way the wing repeater is going into this massive arch. And again, this arch has been designed to really envelop the tyre, and it's got these slotted air exits for the brakes to get the hot air out quickly. The bonnet actually, as well as that big bulge in the middle, it's got air exits on either side, 3 slots which are meshed off, but actually in this carbon, quite difficult to see them. And also, from this angle, you can see that the air exits for the brakes are actually rise quite high, and these carbon parts are bolted into place, and it's also the same story for the windscreen, which is also bolted into place. It's running on 18-inch SSR wheels, and if we can even see the tire size, it is 265/35 on the front here at least. It's got the Nissan brakes and discs on it here. Then we come back here and we've got a flat floor style on the skirt. And again, this is really wide, and I spin you around, you can see the air exits are coming here. And then behind the door, man, look at these air intakes, how wide that is. That is incredibly wide. They have built this really big wide body, but they want to get the air in and out of this, get this big setup of brakes cooled down. We'll have a look, we've got the SSRs on the back as well. And if I can see the size, we're running on 285/35s on the rear. And for the rear end, they have used the suspension and the brakes off a Skyline R32. So that's bringing it up and also coping with a lot more capability. And I like the way they put their name on the tire wall here, the different brand names. It looks pretty cool. Now we get round to the back end, and you can see the wide body, how it ends here. And again, you've got airflow coming out. And this car is all about getting the cold air into the brakes, getting the hot air back out again. This is a really sophisticated kit, and they have really worked to get that aero going. Back end is fantastic. I mean, these lights and these indicator style is just amazing. When that is cruising at a car show, people are going to be absolutely locked onto it. This ducktail is really nice. It's big and it's strong, and this V is like the front end where I showed you at the start. The front end has got that V effect to it. They are mirroring that on the back end, and again, it's all forged carbon right down, and an integrated diffuser here as well, and we've got twin exits. Now for me, the 240Z, I've said this before in videos, the back end is not quite right on the stock car for me. So when you modify the car, you improve the back end, and I really like this kind of bumper delete style. I just did a video a week or two ago on Farah, the lady from Retro Havoc, and she's done a bumper delete style. Here's Kunpon, I'm catching him, photobombing me here, or taking a photo. Big thanks to him for letting me see the car. Just got to show you, this is the guy whose hard work in a month, I don't think this guy has slept, so he's got bags under his eyes. It's because he's been working super hard. Anyway, this is really nice, all forged carbon back end, just amazing. There's just a tiny little bit of the blue paint here. And now I'm going to introduce you to the man who created this amazing monster. He looks absolutely flat out with work. Good to see you, Ro.
Okay, the light 26 D detail from the October. The October.
So inside I have one problem to start off with. These guys have not designed the seat for a guy who is 185 centimeters. It's a problem I have a lot in Thailand. So I am absolutely jammed in here. If this was my car, I would need to be moving the runners, bolting the seat further back. But I'm not going to be driving this car, so that's fine. I just got to squash my legs in for this video section. Anyway, the concept, the idea they wanted to do is a pure race cockpit with a bit of a high-end touch, a bit of sophistication and refinement. And they've done that by putting Alcantara over the dashboard, wrapping it in Alcantara. It feels really nice, and the way it's molded over the gauges is really nice, and this stitching as well, perfectly done. And all the roof lining is Alcantara as well, and it's got the same orange stitching through it as well, which gives a nice effect. And it is a pure racing cockpit. It's got an OMP wheel with push buttons. It's got all racing switches, kill switches, flick switches, engine start button, toggle switches here, an amazing gear lever here, and a handbrake, a pure drifting style. And I think with KevMannz, they really want to build a drift car, and one day they're going to build a drift car that is going to be completely amazing. But now you keep seeing that whole drift feel coming into their project. It feels absolutely beautiful. The cockpit is all stripped out in the back, and they've actually got to put a cage in this and 4-point or maybe 6-point harnesses, and they've painted the car and they've fabricated it ready with the hard points to put the cage in, which is actually being built now. Now they are rushing to get the car, well, they were rushing to get the car to the show. They've got a proper racing pedal box down there behind my feet, which are jammed in there, and also these carbon fiber seats are really nice. This is typical KevMannz signature style. This is their DNA, a very simple carbon fiber shell. Tough, strong, minimalist seats. Look great. They put the Z logo stitched in the top here, and then they got KevMannz and Fair Lady Z down there. Really nice. And also, while we're talking about forged carbon on the outside, the seats are also made of forged carbon, and the door cards as well. So we've got that whole forged carbon effect coming into the car. And we've got a very simple door winder handle. We've got the original door catches, which I like on the 240Z because they're really low down. You feel that whole sports car feel to them. So yeah, this is a really nice cockpit, really racing style. And I think you could drive around in this, although this is not a car for driving around in that much, but I think you could drive around this really cool and really enjoy it. Or at least certainly if you're cruising at the car show, at the car events and the meets, this is going to be a great cockpit to be in.
I cannot tell everything, but I really love this car, love this design. The project manager is my brother.
My brother, yeah, my brother.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah.
I think this car not for the Motor Expo, is I think for the SEMA show.
So I'm just going to finish sitting in the middle here because on video I cannot get across how crazy wide this car is. This car is one that when you see it in the flesh, it's just going to completely blow you away how wide this car is. I've also got to say is it is so popular in the show. I feel really bad. I've been here about 20 minutes putting this video together, and I have disturbed so many people's photos. Everyone comes past and takes photos of this. This car, when it rocks into a car show, when it's got these lights going, when it's got its engine revving away, and KevMannz, they don't do mufflers much. It'll be noisy, it'll be crazy. These lights go in this wide body, it is going to absolutely blow people away, and people are just going to be clustered round it. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this first walk around, and I am looking forward to seeing this when it is finished, which might be quite some time yet.